Kelce had his hands on it and basically hands it back to Al Shire off his own helmet.
When one bad catch turns into a full-blown relationship crisis, you know the Chiefs' season has officially gone off the rails. First up, Taylor Swift is spotted looking absolutely stunned after Travis's massive error, the kind that made the whole stadium gasp in group trauma. And then comes the wild twist. Insiders claim Taylor is secretly hoping Travis just forgets they're engaged, like wedding amnesia is suddenly a strategy. Next, NFL fans pile on, ripping Kelce for the drop and urging Taylor to call off the engagement altogether. And as if that wasn't chaotic enough, more fans started labeling Taylor a jinx. Finally, the meltdown peaks with frustrated Chiefs diehards telling Kelce to call off the marriage himself. Honestly, if you told anyone a year ago that Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, and Leonardo DiCaprio would be huddled in a Chiefs suite watching Travis Kelce unintentionally audition for America's most painful sports moment, no one would have bought it. Yet here we are, Arrowhead Stadium, freezing night, vibes tanking, and the NFL's golden couple watching the Chiefs' empire wobble like a Jenga tower missing 3 blocks. The whole atmosphere felt strangely unreal, almost like everyone was stuck in a scene they couldn't quite process, and the tension just kept building with every passing minute. Everything's tight late in the fourth. Chiefs down 17-10, and Kelce gets a pass he normally snatches like he's picking up a dropped friendship bracelet. Except this time, nope. Ball pops up like it's trying to escape the situation, and a Texans defender grabs it like a Black Friday deal.
He had his hands on it and basically hands it back to Al Shire off his own helmet.
Swift, Gomez, and even DiCaprio looked like they just watched someone spill coffee on a white couch. Insiders later whispered that the whole suite went dead silent, which tracks because that play basically unplugged the Chiefs' playoff hopes. It was one of those moments where you could practically hear the collective heartbeat stop. Kelce sits on the bench after, crushed, eyes shut, probably wondering why life chose violence. Fans start streaming out like someone announced free hot chocolate outside. A 6-7 record? Chiefs fans aren't built for this kind of emotional cardio. People were moving in slow motion, like everyone needed a second to convince themselves this was actually happening. Meanwhile, Swift's been keeping these stadium appearances low-key this year, slipping in like she's avoiding paparazzi in Paris. Still, cameras catch her chatting with Gomez, and sources say Leo was on the phone in the suite, possibly calling the football gods for a refund. The whole vibe felt strangely casual and tense at the same time, as if everyone was trying to act normal while the situation clearly wasn't. Mahomes tries defending his guy afterward, tossing out the casual. Kelce makes that catch 99% of the time energy.
He got himself in great shape this year, and he's played great football, and he'll have the option to do whatever he wants to do after this season. But I know one thing is he'll give everything he has the rest of the season to try to give us a chance to make a playoff run.
And sure, he's not wrong. Kelce's been having a solid season, even with Father Time knocking on the door like a persistent delivery guy. But at 36, retirement rumors won't quit swirling, and insiders are already buzzing. It's the kind of chatter that picks up steam whether anyone wants it to or not. Kelce had walked into the stadium earlier in an all-black fit. Boots, jacket, sunglasses at night like he's moonlighting as a bodyguard. He hugged family, greeted his mom, and looked locked in. Then the game happened. Everything flipped so fast that the shift felt almost cinematic. Next up, Chargers at Arrowhead on December 14th, and the Chiefs better treat that game like finals week because their margin for error is gone. And speaking of things hanging by a thread, the next chapter in this saga is somehow even messier because apparently Taylor is now quietly hoping Travis has, forgotten they're engaged. Yep, forgotten. Like misplacing your keys but with a diamond ring and a lifetime commitment attached. Insiders have been buzzing that Taylor's been looking at this Chiefs season like someone who just realized they accidentally ordered the sadness special instead of the winning package she thought she signed up for. She had gone into this engagement thinking she was marrying into a Super Bowl dynasty, not a team currently doing an impression of a malfunctioning vending machine. And according to people who claim to know what's going on, every loss has been chipping away at the sparkle of this whole wedding plan like a cheap rhinestone under bad lighting. Some sources even joked that Taylor's banking on Kelce taking one more helmet-to-helmet hit so hard he might wake up convinced it's 2018 and he's still single. Apparently, she's already got a breakup album parked and ready to go in her notes app, because of course she does. Efficiency queen. Meanwhile, when reporters tried to ask Kelce about the relationship drama floating around, he responded with something completely unrelated, which insiders interpreted as either stress, distraction, or just Kelce being Kelce. And the rumors don't stop there, because insiders are whispering that Taylor's already eyeing the rest of the NFL like it's a dating app she didn't mean to reopen but suddenly feels tempted by. Word is she's planning to wait until the end of the season to see which team actually wins the Super Bowl, not for celebration, but for scouting purposes. The idea is that her next boyfriend might just depend on who's holding the Lombardi trophy. And right on cue, the internet shows up with its pitchforks and popcorn because the fans are absolutely losing their minds over Travis's latest "I can't believe that just happened" moment. The minute that ball slipped through his hands, social media turned into a full-blown roast session, and fans were serving takes hotter than stadium nacho cheese. People were declaring Kelce washed like he's a pair of jeans someone accidentally put on heavy cycle. Some even joked he didn't bother coming out for the last drive because he was already mentally packing his retirement suitcase, probably with Taylor's monogram on it. According to the loudest voices online, he might as well hang up his cleats, grab a ring, and rebrand as Mrs. Travis Swift. Brutal doesn't even begin to cover it. Others were convinced Taylor had straight up cursed this man's career, claiming he'd played like a malfunctioning vending machine ever since they got together. Apparently, 2 tipped pass interceptions across the season was enough evidence for these passionate keyboard warriors to conclude she's single-handedly responsible for his decline. One fan even declared that Taylor should call off the engagement immediately, as if she's somewhere reading fan tweets like their official life instructions. Then came the just-retired dude crowd, cheering on the idea of Kelce jogging off into the sunset to enjoy smoothies and soft launch photo shoots with Taylor. A different bunch insisted he looked soft, washed, finished, spiritually exhausted, whatever synonym for done they could conjure before their thumbs cramped. And naturally, a few dramatic souls decided Kelce was already halfway retired in his mind, picturing him chilling with Taylor, feet up, planning vacation itineraries instead of red zone plays. Those comments spread like wildfire, with people clowning him for allegedly prioritizing romance over football. And just when it feels like the chaos meter can't go any higher, here comes the next wave of drama. This time the internet has decided Taylor isn't just a distraction, she's officially a jinx. Chiefs fans went full detective mode, connecting dots no one asked them to connect. Suddenly, Taylor's up in the suite minding her business, and boom, she's the reason the Chiefs now have a playoff chance barely higher than finding an onion ring in your fries. Fans were posting like they'd uncovered a national mystery, calling it the Swift curse, and acting as if she walked into Arrowhead carrying bad vibes like a handbag. Some keyboard warriors even claimed she ruined the team, as if she's secretly calling plays from the suite or hexing footballs between songs. One fan ran a whole poll, trying to figure out whether the Chiefs' downfall was due to an ending dynasty or Taylor herself, because apparently those are the only 2 options. The dynasty is over crowd barely led, meaning a terrifying number of people genuinely think a global pop star is destroying NFL franchises on weekends. But don't worry, Swifties pulled up immediately with receipts and rage. They were dragging Chiefs fans left, right, and diagonally, reminding everyone that Kelce has been carrying Kansas City for years and has basically pumped half the state's economy with his appearances, merch, endorsements, and general existence. Some were so fed up they were literally hoping he retires just to let fans cry into their barbecue about what they lost. Meanwhile, Kelce is still having a strong season statistically, which makes this meltdown even funnier. But with his contract expiring soon, people are spiraling with theories. Retirement? New team? Podcast influencer era? Nobody knows. And right as the internet is still foaming at the mouth with conspiracy boards, angry memes, and Swiftie Chiefs fan warfare, the next meltdown rolls in like a tornado with a grudge. Frustrated Chiefs fans are now yelling, "Call off the marriage," like they're auditioning for a reality show none of us asked for. The moment Kansas City dropped that 2010 loss, some fans basically treated Taylor like she personally suited up, ran onto the field, and yeeted the ball into the hands of a Texans defender. She showed up with Selena Gomez, Leonardo, and Lena Dunham, but the second the scoreboard went south, Twitter acted like she walked into Arrowhead holding a curse instead of a handbag. It got so wild that her name trended harder than actual Chiefs players who were, on the field messing up. But while fans were busy screaming about pop stars instead of playbooks, insiders were pointing out the real tea. This team isn't collapsing because Taylor Swift blinked wrong. Kansas City has bigger problems than a billionaire blonde sitting in a suite. Their playoff odds are sitting at 15%, which is basically Vegas saying LOL good luck. They need to win out and pray for 3 other teams to fall apart, which is the NFL version of trying to pass an exam by hoping the professor forgets to grade half the class. And the on-field stuff? This offense has been wobbling like a shopping cart with one possessed wheel. Receivers running the wrong routes, miscommunication on plays, Mahomes getting suffocated by defenses who finally cracked the Chiefs code. None of that has anything to do with Taylor singing along to Blank Space in the suite. Even Kelce, who's still pulling solid stats with 719 yards and 5 touchdowns, has had a few bro what was that moments. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.